Well, hello again. Here's our weekly call, IST 242, 242. I teach too many classes. IST 421, and World Campus, spring of 25. Yeah, we're going, it's 11th week now. We're going through this semester fairly fast, you know. This is our weekly update call. I'm I like these. I really do. I think I'm going to continue to do this. Um, may end up having, maybe a couple during the week as we start to do this because this case, I at least know that maybe some of you are watching this and I'm connecting with you so that you can get some of the ideas. Okay. Um, watch the statistics of what's being watched. I notice that entire class isn't watching it, but it's the fact is that hopefully I'm giving you some gems, some things you need to know. Uh, I'm finding out I'm getting less emails, so I think that's an important thing because it seems like if you do have a question, yes, you go to the video first, and hopefully I don't answer the question. I think I'm answering the questions properly because I'm not getting as many emails. So um, I've gone in and I know that the operational prototypes were due last Sunday, and I'm going to give that a little bit of time to look at that. But I looked at the previous assignment, and I did throw some grades into that. And keep in mind, okay, I am very impressed. Okay, your previous instruction, and hopefully maybe I was one of them, but your previous instructions are putting you into the right frame of mind. Okay, your 420 work is paying off. Or 420, yeah, 420 work is paying off. So you're starting to see some things. Okay. There were a couple things that were missing, and I took off a few points. For most of you, for most ones, if you got all the things together, I gave you full points. I'm giving you full points on these pieces because the real grading is basically your presentation and your final document. And that's what I'm going to spend a lot of time looking at is, how you, number one, totally build this RFP, this, either solicited or unsolicited RFP, and that you particularly, you particularly have articulated it through your presentation and gone in and explained not only for the requirements, but how it maps to the strategic posture of any business. And yeah, well, there's your projects are mapping to the strategic posture. Okay, you're using basically proven technologies, technologies that are standard or at least used a lot, and you see in textbooks and basically forums where they're explaining where you should move, and it's moving towards all the concepts that we put together of going in and building some type of a total enterprise architecture where you look at those standards and say that those standards are embraced by the organization. They meet to the strategic value or the strategic ideas. It goes and it basically from the strategy goes down to the policy, and the policy goes to the processes, and the processes go through the practices, and that it integrates totally within the entire organization. So that's the flow that I'm looking for, and you're following that type of flow. Okay, that you're looking at all of the particular pieces, and in my because I teach 261 and IST 256, which is the next level of software development. And, one of the things I push is a model view controller. And basically, you're dividing these patterns into independent pieces. And those independent pieces have to relate to each other. And you're doing that. So it's good stuff. And I like the things you have. Okay. Couple of things. Mandatory meeting with me. Okay. I'm not going to bug you. All right. It's 20 points, but it's an important 20 points. Because what you're doing is you're meeting with me, and particularly I'm going to have your document in front of me, and I'm going to review it, and I'm going to try to see some things that I can kind of point you towards, and be able to do that. And that's important because number one, it's your ability to meet me. But second of all, it's me to be able to kind of at least, and it only lasts about a half an hour, but that half an hour, I at least can be able to get to you and know your team. And I really want to know you. I don't like, in a lot of cases, I don't like this separation through, any type of asynchronous remote class. That there should, because you're probably going to have me in other classes, and I want to get to know you. I'm going to continue to work on World Campus and probably teach a little bit more on World Campus as time goes on. But I want to start to develop that relationship, because then I can get to know you and specifically what a lot of your aspirations are. And, I found that comes out in these mandatory meetings. So I think it's real important that you look at that. Okay. A couple things that I'm now looking for. Okay. Beyond after the table of contents and all the information, you're doing a spot on job. Okay. Start to think about stuff that is maybe making the document grow too much. And if there's any things that particularly you feel does not, at least to be able to explain it at across the board at a non-technical and a technical level, okay, you may want to start to think about taking some things and throwing them into the appendix and referencing them in the appendix, okay? Because you don't want the document to grow, specifically because, I was looking to print out the document, and I'm sitting there going, man, there's so much stuff I got to, and I'm basically dividing it among pages and stuff like that when I print this off, because there's some stuff that basically I don't want to see. I'm just looking for, I'm looking for the meat of the project. So you may want to start to think about putting a lot of the stuff that you're putting into that, because you're putting in some really good stuff, and it's good, it's information, but you may want to consider putting that stuff in the appendix, okay? But that's what appendices are for, okay? Is to be able to say, if I want to put more information, or if you're a little leery about saying, I don't want this document growing so much, use the appendices to be able to do that, okay? Couple more things I want to think. One of the things is nice is that this is your title page, okay? Title page should have a little bit of pizzazz, okay? There's these notes here, okay? All right, clean this up, okay? Make it look a professional. You're doing a professional document, okay? All right. Take a lot of the things out that particularly that you're looking at, okay? Your prefix, this should be, again, pretty much, professional level. Take out things that are unnecessary, okay? But basically it has some information, okay? This is a thing that a lot of you haven't hit yet. I'm very impressed, because there was a couple groups, or maybe 3 groups, that basically started to deal with an executive summary. And this is real important, because this is the preview that you have in the movies. Okay, you want to grab those people in, and they want to, because times my wife and I stream videos and stream movies, and first thing we do is we look at the preview. Okay, we want to see what's going on. Okay, and particularly this is what the executive summary is. This is drawing people in there. Okay, because keep in mind, if a person if a company or a corporation or an enterprise is sending out a solicited RFP, they're going to get a lot of responses back. Okay. And the fact is that one of the things that will happen is that a man, because it's going to multiple people's desks. Okay. But it's the champion. The champion's the first one that's probably going to be reading this information. Okay. And the champion doesn't want to read all the technical details that are beyond the table of contents. Okay. This is where you sell your RFP. Okay. Is in the executive summary. Okay. Some of you do not have an executive summary. If you don't have it, by the time your final document comes in, I'm going to ding you. Okay. It's real important that this is the most pivotal thing, because what's going to happen is that, it's just like anything else. If, I've read RFPs, I've submitted RFPs. If this doesn't wow the customer, okay, the client that you have, okay, all right, that RFP is going to go into the circular file. Okay, so this is real important. This is something that you have to work on. And I'm gonna, for those who didn't have it, I took off some points, and as it goes on, the next two iterations, because I think we have two iterations, the final document and the handoff plan. Okay. If I don't see it, I'm going to ding you. Okay. So make sure you put it in there. Okay. The update control. Okay. All right. This is for your team. Okay. But I'm seeing a lot of folks aren't spending a lot of time doing this. Okay. This is document control. This is control things that you particularly have to have when you're sharing the document, because keep in mind, you only maybe have 6, 7 people in your team. Okay. But in a lot of cases, you can have 40, 50 people in your team. Okay. And this basically shows the control of what the document is being done. Okay. So those are important things. And, I'm not only looking to this meat down here, okay, all this other stuff, okay, but I'm also looking at this, okay, and I want it to look professional. I'm now going to be a stickler for it looking to be a professional document, and it should look professional with your final document, okay, because this is something you are going to mail to a customer, okay, so it's real important to do, okay. All right, well, that's like I said, I looked at the last the the fourth proposal that we have, and they're good, okay, but keep them in, and then start to work on, start to build your dog and pony show, okay, your presentation, and look to meeting the strategic policies, and move towards the processes and practices that are determined by the end user requirements. It's real important to do that. Okay. So have another good week, and I'll see you I'll see you virtually here through magic of video in next week. Take care.